everybody. Welcome to another Ride Along with Goggles. And yeah, look at that dynamic loading. I thought that was pretty funny. This great big auger up there just spewing out that stuff and parking here and getting this angle on it. But we do have the top open, and we're going to get a dynamic load of chips up here at Port Angeles, Washington, heading down to, god dang, where are we going? Salem, Oregon, or somewhere down there. And the reason we're going down there, not 100% sure what's going to happen when we get there, but it's no, not Salem, Eugene. There's our little flag where we're going. But this is they got the camera here for some kind of view dealy. So I thought, oh man, maybe there's something scenic down here. So that's a good trip to take. So here we are up here at Port Angeles. So we'll get going, get this load on and hit the road. Oh, drive, that's what you need. And of course, this is the FLX 359 and loving the truck, of course, as you know. Because we don't need that rear axle. We don't need that axle at all because the load's only 36,000. We'll just lift that thing up. How are those windows? So they got that sort of same, they're exactly the same windows as are on the other chip van, the belly van. Oh, we ran it into that brace up there. Wasn't paying attention here. Okay, so see if we can pull it over here and then get, there we go. And see how long this one takes. So obviously it has less capacity without the belly in it. I guess that's why it's going to be about, looks like 4,000 pounds less or so, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't realize how janked up this paint job was on the van. I put this on there so I could make it kind of look like the truck, the Montana Express. But wait, look at that stripe down there. It's all over the map. That is pretty brutal. Guess I could have my lights on. 5:20 a.m. in the morning. So you can see on the trailer at the back, someday maybe we'll get dynamic unloading, but that's the hinges up at the top. Oh, and down at the bottom, that's the latch. Although, yeah, there's the lever for the latch right on the side there. You unlatch that and lift that lever up. Those 4 tabs would spin out of the way towards us and down like that. And then that lid would be ready to open. With any luck, we're going to get to see that dynamic unload someday. That would be really cool. Oh, almost there. The other thing would be cool. Oh, look at the tarp. The load is showing through the tarp. Isn't that funny? It would be cool if that tarp was animated when it closed instead of just snapping shut. So we just got to get turned around. Let's see what it gives here. I guess we could just drive in here and turn around. I don't think this trailer is huge, is it? We got that rear axle up. We're going to be able, oh, it's pretty tight in here. Let's see what we can do. Get into here. That will be all right. Just go this way a little wee bit. Got a long wheelbase on the truck, but we should be pretty good. Kind of tried to match the paint on the truck and the trailer. in the shadow, it looks like I got it, and then you see it in the light, and I don't. But, hey, it's close enough. Close enough for grenades and horseshoes and some women I know. Oh, get on the pavement here. Oh, come on. Oh, my bad. I had the range in high. I was never going to go. Well, what the heck is going on here? That looks like wood chips. And that's the junkyard right there. Interesting. But that's quite the conveyor thing. Jeez. I would load the old trailer up quick. Yeah, it'd be neat to have dynamic, tarp closing. So this trailer is like what they call a moving floor or walking floor. So you would pull up wherever you got to go. And think of it like a slow motion or a slower version of a... Well, I guess, no, that moves... Yeah, it would be kind of like if you're farm boy or whatever, you know about manure spreaders. And you got the rack that moves, travels along the floor and pulls the manure to the back of the spreader for the augers to hit. But except for it's not just slats going across. Well, it depends on the moving floor. But generally, I think they have, it's like a big belt. Good loads down here to the left out of here at the Namek or whatever you want to call it. Coastline mining, I guess. I like coming up here.
100 yards, turn right.
Just don't do it enough.
Turn right.
So I like looking at this truck from the outside. Glad we're not going that way. It takes you kind of through town. The other funny thing is there's one of those paper mills back that way. We went across and back north. There's a big paper mill up there. But we're going to one down in Eugene. It's kind of different. So my little dead tablet here is toast. I tried again today to revive it. Oops. And no joy.
Turn right.
Need one of those things they clear and they slam it on the guy's chest. A defibrillator? Need one of those. I guess I could take it outside and put my battery charger across it. Well, even better, my welder. So anyway, regardless, it's toast. They got a new one coming. I'll have it tomorrow. It just, you know, a $75 thing from Amazon. It's an 8-inch. This is a 7, so... but all I got to do, because this is a custom made dash I have on there. In theory, I have it saved in SimDash, I hope, and I can just bring it back from SimDash. It's not actually stored on the device. so I can just bring it to the other one, and then I just may have to position things that are up in the corner where my steering wheel will block it. Because I don't need more than 7 inches, because that's what I can see through the steering wheel. Though I was, well, inadvertently, I didn't intend to look at it, but I was looking at it. This is a 13-inch steering wheel. And I saw a really nice 15-inch one. I was thinking, oh, well, 15-inch steering wheel, and then it would make sense to have the bigger tablet. But, no, it's goofy because, then, you know, it's the bigger steering wheel. It may not be as good for the racing sims, because I do want to try a set of Corsa again soon. Oh, here comes a chip van coming our way, a belly van. I was just, those guys not yielding. I was thinking of that movie, song by Led Zeppelin, No Quarter. Give me any quarter and yield. Got a 6 1/4 horsepower, speaking of quarter. Z-Mod 3406B. See this truck? I'm driving this thing.
Keep right.
It's the way the gauges are down at the bottom of the dash are kind of tough. And that's when I like my little tablet here for this truck. It's the tack is okay. I can see the tack fine, or the top sweep of it, and that little range that you use it in. Game is looking good this morning. Look at this place here. It looks like a power generation thing or something.
Go straight.
Must be what that is. Oh yeah, there's the distribution, whatever you call that, transformer site. It's tricky driving. Oops, there's oncoming traffic. Yikes. That tire sound is so good. Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, he hit his brakes, but I wasn't close enough to him to get affected. Now he's driving away. Yeah, the last few times I've driven down from Port Angeles, I've rerouted over to the coast and gone down the coast. So that's a really good drive. If you're ever into trying it, you can just click on the map and reroute yourself down there. It's really nice, worth doing. But we've got, I guess, maybe a bit of a time limit here. It's 350 some odd miles. We got 250 to go here. So we're gonna just take the default route. I want to get there on time to see what's going on with the tourist camera at the other end. Kind of anxious to see what gives down there. Comes a scale. Oh no, not yet. Just start thinking about what we might weigh.
Keep right. After 50 yards, exit right ahead. Exit right ahead.
Oh, I had a nice answer. I got a respond in the comments from a fellow who I was asking the question when I was hauling that bulk feed tank, and a fellow commented and said, "Yeah, they're made of aluminum," and he actually builds them. Or I can't remember. Was he retired now? I'm not sure. But yeah, he built us for years. And said, yeah, they're largely made of aluminum, so they are fairly light. Now, you know, I was pondering, like, are they made of stainless? And stainless is heavier than aluminum by quite a bit. And, yeah, thank you for that answer. That was good. Got to get back to the comments again. I just found myself a little short of time in the last few days. But I do appreciate them. I do try and scan them. It's just, it's really tough because I don't want to be in a position where I pick, you know, one, I'm going to answer that one, and I have to answer that one because it's so logical or demands an answer, and then, well, how much less value does anybody else's question have? So I feel kind of obligated to answer them all. And then they go, oh, I don't have an hour right now. Which is, you know, pretty much the case all the time lately, so my bad. And yeah, I do really appreciate the comments, so never fear, they are getting noticed and read. So I signed up on Hatryu's Patreon and see what's going on with his stuff, because he does share his personal edits and things, or, you know, some accessory packs that he's come up with, and I'm kind of anxious to try them out. And you know, he's a pretty good dude. He does a lot for the community, and he's pretty big on keeping the budget down on the things he does, so it's commendable.
Keep left.
Geez, I didn't think I was going to be getting in any trouble taking this job. but I didn't realize how slow the highway is here. 55 miles an hour. Had an interesting conversation with my brother this morning. We're talking about torque versus horsepower and the difference in gasoline and diesel engines, and you know how there's a formula where you can calculate one from the other. You know, and my point is that with gasoline engines you can have wildly different you know, the torque and horsepower doesn't correlate one to the other usually, based on the fact that you can have an engine with a really high horsepower output and very little torque. You know, think of a Formula One engine or something, and you know, like look at the old ones like the DFV Cosworths and things like that, or the V12 Ferraris and stuff. Very little torque compared to the horsepower number. Or you look at, you know, what somebody does with a mega torque monster big block Chevy or 460 Ford or 440 Chrysler. But, you know, and he makes the counterpoint, John does, that, well, you don't rev the big torque engines as high. Get your torque down low. But it's still, there's, and then, you know, the counter is, well, gasoline engines run at a much higher RPM band, or not band, well, I guess band. There's a higher RPM range between their idle speed and their maximum RPM compared to a diesel, where a diesel has a very narrow operation band. So anyway, it was kind of an interesting conversation. So what I want to do is I want to do a calculation on these numbers that I keep putting in the game when I do the modified open DEFs, like the 805, the 1005, now the 705, and the 6 1/4. And I want to see how realistic that is and where the horsepower RPM would be in relation to the torque, and see what maybe I need to adjust for realism. So that conversation got that kick started. So now I gotta think about doing that one of these days. Yes. In other news, I got some work to do on my Catalac, my 62 Caddy this week, and maybe tomorrow or soon. I got to get at it. I was coming back from the store the other day, and I thought I'd stomp on it a little bit, and it's got a tin plate on the back of the water pump, kind of like a Chevy water pump. And that gasket let go, so spewing coolant all over the place. I was coolant all over under the hood, and it's a big job to get the water pump off it, because that serpentine belt conversion I made for it, got to get all that out of the way, get the water pump off. Got to take the electric fan out, and that serpentine stuff, and air, AC, and all kinds of stuff got to come out. Excuse me. I think I got some pretty good gasket material to make the gasket with. So yeah, that's just another thing come along to make demands on my time. Jeez, I didn't take a photo yet, and here it is all foggy. Well, maybe it's worth getting a photo at the end if it's such a fantastic place. It's got a tourist camera at it. We will see. Oh yeah, I was going to mention talking to John about the torque and horsepower curves and all that, and he was mentioning how he had a Transtar 2, the Detroit in it, 318, and like instead of extending his shifter, he cut his down so shorter, and what he used to do was, oh geez, I gotta get in that right lane. He didn't drive it on torque because they didn't have much. He drove it on the horsepower curve.
After 50 yards, exit right ahead.
So you would want to be shifting into wherever your horsepower is, especially on a downshift
Exit right ahead.
when you need a little climbing ability or whatever. So what he would do is take it as low as he dare, but he would shift down 2 gears. And I do that. You see that we do it in the game where I go across the gate, like stay in the upper part of the gate or the bottom part. I don't go across the gate. And the reason is you lose forward momentum when you go to downshift on a hill. And so if you're going to do 2 downshifts, if you know you're going to have to do 2, well, if you do 2 shifts, that's twice as long you're going without power through the drivetrain, because each time you do it, you got to disengage the drivetrain to get to that gear. It's kind of the argument against double clutching. Like, I know there's people that swear by double clutching and everything, and every time you do that, like it takes time to double clutch. It takes a heck of a lot longer to double clutch than it does just to float the gear through the gate. The only time it takes a long time to float the gear is if you got like a lazy engine for some reason. Like I mentioned, oh shoot. I was mentioning before, one of my coworkers had a 350 Cummins, and that thing was so lazy, oh my god. You drop the throttle to go up a gear, it'd take it forever to get down in RPM to where you could get it in the next gear. You might as well be double clutching. But if your RPM, if it drops
100 yards, turn right.
fairly quickly, you can shift a lot quicker floating.
Turn right.
But if you're doing it on a hill and you're double clutching each gear, that's a lot of time going up that hill without power to the drivetrain, and you slow down a lot. It's kind of a mess. So like if I'm in, oh, we better get going. I was going to demonstrate with the stick, but look how fast this goes through. That's shifting every gear. That's not splitting. We're moving through the gears at quite a rate. Oops. Somewhere I missed one. So Now, if I just did all of that and I was double clutching, my left leg would need a brake already. And trust me, I've driven on some off-road stuff where, oh my God, you're just rolling the gears up and down, like through, say, 3 gears, just constant as you deal with the terrain. Be quite a workout. Okay, well, let's see what's going on here. What's going to make our big photo here? Oh boy, look at the size of this place. She's a big one. Now we got to look around here and see if there's that sort of ramp thing somewhere that the truck would drive on to get offloaded. I guess I could take a picture when I drive out of here with that in the background.
You have reached your destination.
Oh, what's going on over there at the bottom? Look at that. That could... Oh, doggy. I think I see it right there, that green thing. We'll go look at that in a sec. Where they want it. Right there. Set. I suppose with that axle, this thing should steer real well, so we will take a chance and do it from this side. See that thing right there, that green thing? Oh yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drive on that thing. That's the offloading thing. Oh man. Ah, shoot, you know what I should have done? I'm gonna drive back on that trigger and go, where do you want it? I'm just going high speed reverse here, speed this up, just in case it's working. I think that's where we're gonna be offloading when they get this working, right? Let's go see. I know, we're facing the wrong way. Where is that? That is... We're facing that way. I wonder if that's the thing. No, it's not. Oh well. Shoot. Okay, well let's go back to the original plan. And then we're going to back onto that thing. I'll show you how this is all going to work when we get it. If it's got to happen. Oh shoot, what did I do? Oh, I hit the wrong button. My word. Okay, well let's jump on that thing. I'll do a teaser photo. Let's go high speed reverse here. Get that rear axle up. Oh man, I didn't. Okay, we will. Jeez, amateur hour. So this is what's going to happen when we get dynamic unloading of chips. The whole truck, we're going to get on that platform. Hopefully we can drive on it. Oh, that's as far as they're going to let us go on it, I guess. Or did I hit that railing? I wonder. I think that's... Yeah, they don't want us driving on it just yet. Oops. So I'll move forward here. So you'd end up, you'd drive on there, and let's go under here and go over there. Oops, slow that down. So you get on this whole thing. Oh, there's the pivot point right there. So pivot's there. We come up out of the concrete right there. Now, there's the hydraulic ramps right here. And what stops you from going back? Can't just be your brakes. It's got to be more than that. But anyway, you dump your chips into here, and then they go up that dealy bar there. Into there, and they determine where it goes. So Howard here watch it all happen for us. But that's pretty cool, eh? So one of these days, I'm pretty sure we're going to get that working in the game. Awesome. Very cool. Well, that's going to be neat. And what we'll do real quick is let's just go look at the view from the camera. See what's going on over there. And then I'll leave you guys, and after this, and I'll take the photo. Oops. Oregon paper mill. She's a big one. Jeez. What are they going to show down around that road? What's around the back? Takes a lot of power to run this place, I guess. Okay, so where are we now? Relation to where we're parked. Maybe this is around the back. It's making me want to fly around in, dev console fly mode. Where was that? Around that, must have been around back. Oh. Cleaning the water after they've used it, I guess. Very cool. Well, I'll leave you guys there. As always, really appreciate you following along. And yeah, good times ahead, I think, with as more and more of this stuff happens. And the other thing was somebody was mentioning they're seeing the highway signs for Canada for number 1 and number 16 showing up as placeholders in the game or something. So theory is that SCS is working on some stuff in BC and perhaps Alberta eventually. As the number 1, of course, is a Trans-Canada straight across the whole country. And number 16 is what we call the Yellowhead out here. It goes from, say, mid-Manitoba along the number 1 and then goes up north and heads west. It would go through Edmonton and up through Prince George and out to Prince Rupert and Terrace, BC, that way. And pretty cool. Also, it'd go by Jasper, of course, Alberta. So, there's just, just so much happening and coming our way. It's got a lot to be thankful for here. So, once again, guys, appreciate you following along. Catch you on the next one, and bye for now.